It's time to talk about assets like photos and illustrations. So I have a couple of tabs open and I just want to show you how I grab some assets for my design work. So as I've said with icons in the previous module, I do love tabular icons. I love Phosphor icons. Phosphor is available as a plugin in Figma too, so you don't have to use it through a website. But if you do, a lot of these websites where you have free icons that you can use for your projects, if you click on them, they have the ability to copy SVG immediately. So you just copy it, go into Figma and paste it there. You can also download it as an SVG and then have it and drag it in Figma. Same things happen here with Phosphor as well, but if you open it up, it's gonna have the option to download or copy the SVG. If you copy it, I don't think it's gonna take this size though. So that's one thing I've noticed, and one of the reasons why I prefer to use the Phosphor plugin. Now, when it comes to photos and illustrations, photos are really easy. You can download them to your computer and just drag them into Figma. If you're working with multiple monitors, which is something that designers often do, like open up your browser on one of them, work in another screen, and then just drag it from one to the other very quickly, or download them, go to the folder and drag it from there. When it comes to vectors, now, one thing that Figma doesn't support is opening up AI files from Adobe Illustrator or EPS files. They're kind of pretty similar vector-based graphics, but those formats are not supported in Figma. So if you have an Adobe subscription, you can use it to open up the EPS file or AI file and then export it as an SVG. But if you don't have that, you can also find some online converters. Sometimes they're going to work, sometimes they're not going to work. It really depends on how the entire file was structured and organized, but it's worth to give it a try, especially since I know that Adobe subscriptions can be really pricey. So since we're UX UI designers, we don't really have to use any Adobe tools at all, and having a subscription for a full year or months just to be able to convert these items is really not something that I would suggest. So just try to look for some of these vectors. If they don't have SVG as a file type, just know that you're gonna have to convert it in some other shape and form. And finally, there are tons and tons of resources online, like Unsplash, which is also a plugin you can have in Figma that allows you to use photos that are free to use, so free stock photos, not some that you need to specifically pay. But when it comes to client projects, if you have a paying client, then you can always discuss with them like what's the best way to organize, and like if there's really not a good free photo that you can use, or really want your visual to be kind of more on the limited side of things because other designers are not so easily able to access it, then it's worth to invest in higher quality stock photos as well. But yeah, the world has changed in the last couple of years, and there's a ton of high quality resources that are available for free. Some of them require you to mention the author. Just look through the licenses. When it comes to Unsplash, everything should be fully okay for using without any kind of annotations for the authors. Same thing with a couple of these icon. As you can see, these are pixel perfect icons for web. They're open source icons, which means that you can just kind of use it easily. So yeah, some things to keep in mind when you're looking at assets and trying to bring them into Figma are a couple of these tips in this video. Hopefully that helps.